and a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say thank you for being a friend.
George, Leroy. Oh my gosh, I've got
What's
all the wrong
happening?
buttons here. How are we? Thank you guys for being a friend.
Oh, you're welcome.
How are you, George?
I'm doing great.
Leroy, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh wow, good this week. That's great. Rob Shepard's in the house. Jim Cox. Why the white girl hitting the person of color? Oh damn, Arif Saga. That's racist. Oliver 656. Scrolling down. Bullet Ninja Haggleman. Wait, what? Imagine if someone. George says, new person. Hello, good to see you. B Rose is here. Von Stugel. Mo Biggs. All right, I think that is
Jim
is
Cox.
yeah,
You said Jim Cox.
that's
Okay,
it, Jim
my fault.
Cox. Nicholas Gear, the relentless tin soldier. I think off the top of my head.
Mhm.
Good to see you, man. Sumo Thori. I thought we'd look at some campaigns while we're chatting away.
Mhm.
So we might as well start with Mandy Summers. How are you guys? What's news? Any news over your side of the world?
Same old, same old.
I'm getting a cat.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What?
That's great
type?
news.
Well, I can't get a dog. I can't do
Why
it.
can't you get a dog? Oh, yeah.
But like something for the kiddo, so we'll get a cat. But the condition is I have to have the front claws done and like spayed. She's not spayed. I don't want to come here pissing all over my house. So, like, we know a couple that has a cat. It's a kitten. They're like, well, we have to move into an apartment. I'm like, all right, well, pull the wife, the clawed in the front claws, and get it spayed. So there you go. That's the news around here.
Cats are nice animals.
Yeah.
I like the one we have.
You've only got one?
Just one. That's plenty.
I saw Patrick was on Malin's earlier, and he said he had 7 cats.
Yeah, he's got quite a few. Shane's got quite a few. A lot of folks have multiples. We just have one, and one's enough. I think Shane has a flying squirrel too.
Yeah,
What?
that's like, dude, that's when I knew you could not question Shane's hillbilly cred.
A flying squirrel.
When
What-
you
Yeah.
you don't get more hillbilly than having a pet squirrel. Like that's
like
that's even more than me. Like
He brought it on stream once. He was like feeding it. It was like attached to him.
what? How does this happen? How do you get a pet squirrel? Like,
I
did you
don't
get
know.
it from outside and feed it and raise it, or do you go to like a squirrel place and buy a squirrel?
That's something you have to ask Shane.
Do you have pets, Rob?
No, we had a dog.
Oh,
He was a wolfhound cross. He was a big boy, about 65 kilos. So that's about 130, 140 pounds. But he only made it to 8. He got cancer, and that was just
oof,
horrible.
man. This is a downer stream today.
Maybe
Oh,
the
man,
only
I
thing
feel
more
robbed.
hillbilly than having a pet cat would be having a pet raccoon, George.
I don't think I've ever seen a raccoon in my life.
What the hell? Are you even American?
I don't think I've ever seen a raccoon once. I've seen squirrels.
We don't have squirrels here, and I like squirrels. We had them when I was living in England, and they were
Oh,
cool.
they're excellent with gravy and rice.
So this is Jack the Ripper, Mandy Summers, Peter Gilmore. This is going off. It's doing really well.
Mhm.
Their other campaigns are nowhere near as successful as this. So they've definitely found the IP that's appealing to everyone. Jack the Ripper is a vampire hunter. That's pretty cool.
I don't
Is it-
understand. I don't understand why, like, with the rehashing of old characters, though. Like, I like new stuff, so like, I wonder why people like you. If if you're going to start a comic book or whatever, like when you want to do something original, George, like you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I know what you mean, but I think this is something that Peter had in his mind for quite some time. And I think he pitched it to Mandy, and she was really excited about it. And everyone is really responding to this.
Yeah, the art is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely in his wheelhouse. And is this going to be in black and white, the final product?
So yeah,
I don't know. I hope so.
I'm seeing more and more black and white campaigns. I don't know if it's because of the manga influence or because they're trying to mimic manga.
It fits this much like the Shanu, George.
It does. It this really does. I agree.
Yeah, especially like the art style and when it was set. Like, I mean, that really lends itself to black and white, I reckon.
Did you like the From Hell graphic novel? I'm asking Leroi because I'm sure you didn't read it, Rob.
It's all right. It wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. As much as I like Alan Moore, I don't get why it's as popular as it is.
Yeah, there's a couple graphic novels like that for me though, where I read it and I'm like, Watchmen is actually one where
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
I mean, it's good, but okay. Sorry, chat. We're going off on a tangent, George. Let's not. We don't want to talk about actual comics and comics games.
I think people are shocked that I've never seen a raccoon. I haven't. I've seen deer and squirrels and chipmunks, and I've seen bunnies, but I've never seen a raccoon.
We have a fox living in our neighborhood.
What's a raccoon?
A raccoon. Not however you just said it.
Raccoon.
I've never seen one. I mean, maybe at a actually no, not even at a zoo.
It's actually an American marsupial.
Are they aggressive?
They can be if they have.
In the Elf movie, they were.
Rabid raccoons are nasty little animals. Raccoons are.
I think I've seen a video of a raccoon attacking someone's dog, and the guy picking up the raccoon and frisbeeing it off his balcony. I'll see if I can find it later.
People are very protective of their animals.
Yeah. So here's a question for you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife went to take out the trash yesterday.
Why is your wife taking out the trash?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Just put it in the bin, from the bin to the bin.
Well, I understand, but you should be doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I went to take out the trash yesterday. And I opened up the lid of the trash. So like we I don't know how it works over there, but we have big green bins, right? The big wheelie bins that you put the trash into, and then every week
the trash can.
The trash can. Yeah. Right. So lifts up the lid, and someone had put in a bag, obviously, their dog poo in.
That drives me nuts. You have no idea how upset you just got me.
Like, what's the rules there? That's not on in my.
No, I go crazy with stuff. I can't stand that. No, I used to work in a dish room, and we had these giant wheelbarrows we had to pull out of the trash, and people would just throw their garbage in there. And this thing was like 8 feet deep. You had to crawl in there to grab this stuff out. It used to drive me nuts. I hate stuff like that.
Are they not marsupials? I thought they were. Do they not have pouches? Maybe it's possums.
I've never seen one.
Possums are marsupials. You're right. My bad.
But back to this book though. You seem pretty excited about it too, Rob.
I haven't backed it yet. I want to.
What is it about it that attracts you to it? Is it the character designs?
I don't know actually. I think it's probably the fact that it's just an interesting take on Jack the Ripper that you haven't necessarily seen or heard before. I think that's what it gets me interested, and the fact I like Mandy and Peter. I haven't really loved their stuff previously, but this is interests me. So this is something I actually want to get. So yeah, that would be the reason. Eric Weathers has popped in chat. Raccoons aren't marsupials, but opossums are.
Yeah,
your possums are scary, man. They look.
No, they're not. They're nasty. They look nasty. They are nasty, but they're not like scary.
Can we talk about raccoons? I know they love rubber fish bait. No, go back to the raccoons. I like those little bandits.
You have
Nasty.
kangaroos though where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, I walk
we have-
outside. There might be kangaroos right now.
We have armadillos too, and they don't have leprosy and shit.
You have armadillos.
Yeah,
That's
in
cool.
Kansas.
Here's another one. I know Earthbound had launched, part 2. I had not heard much about it. Like, not much promotion. Haven't seen many people talk about it. Yet it's nearly at 100,000. 71,000 US. But still, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Leroy, have you heard people talking about this on Twitter or anywhere?
Yeah, because it launched like 3 months ago, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a little
I
bit
backed
of
it.
but I didn't hear much about it.
Vanessa backed it. I think Amanda backed it. Like,
So it's just me then. Just me. Well, part 2. Everyone says how good the first one was. Did you read the first one, both of you, or just?
I did. I don't know if George did.
I did not.
And you liked it?
Yeah, I'm back in the second one.
I've come to the conclusion that all armadillos are dead on the side of the freeway.
I've never seen an armadillo either.
What?
Mm-mm.
George is a city boy. Yeah.
I feel like we should look at
American wildlife.
Yeah.
It's not as interesting as where you are, that's for sure.
I actually think it's more interesting.
No, it is not.
We have apex predators. They don't.
Yeah, dude, like seriously, everyone's like, don't come to Australia. Like, you'll get eaten by a shark or stung by bitten by a snake or whatever. But I'm like, you guys have like bears.
They got dingoes. That's their apex predator, George. Our wildlife is much better here in the U.S. Although I heard dingoes do take babies.
Oh, that's a sad story.
Yeah. It wasn't real, though.
Yes, it was. That really happened, I think.
No, it didn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because Mike and Rob both told me it's bullshit.
That's true, Rob?
No, I think it did happen.
Yeah, I think it happened.
One of you Australians. What is this?
So this is the guy's dog getting attacked by a raccoon.
It's not a porch. Damn.
Whoa. I hope his doggy's okay.
That raccoon's not okay.
No, that was a real famous story, Leroy. I remember the Jeez.
I don't know. You have to look it up. We'll go look.
No,
we'll
I remember
look it
seeing it. I remember the woman talking about it, and
we'll do a deep dive on it during the week on my channel, George.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about top 10 ridiculous stories.
Sounds like one of my shows. Yeah. So I just want to have a look at your possums because they look crazy to me.
I lived out like.
What is this?
Lived down the sticks. We had a German Shepherd, an all-black German Shepherd, and she got out of the fence in the backyard one time, and she came back. She held carrying one of these by the neck.
Lord Ravner says they found baby bones in the dingo den. I knew that was true. Yeah, I remember that happening.
Yeah, I think like initially they thought it was not true, and then later found out.
Just because of her reaction when the police were talking to her, she was just so calm about it. They thought that she was making it up. I remember this happening.
Now, Rob, we have to talk about this because this is a day George has been looking forward to for a long time. Rob, the sign-up list for Pirate Queen 2 is out today, George. I know you're very excited, so there you go.
Do you want to elaborate, George?
I know a lot of people have been talking about seeing like hardcover books in CG, and there's 2 coming out next week.
Which ones?
Patrick is doing Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and then Arc Athena is coming out too.
Legend
2 hardcover books.
Crackhead, I arrived just in time for the Pirate Queen talk. Yes.
George is not taking the bait. I'm very disappointed. He always wants to talk Pirate Queen.
Sleepy Hollow. Thank you, Amanda. I couldn't remember.
George is just straight ignoring you, Leroy. It's fantastic.
I know it's. I love it. I love it.
So I mean, this is done okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Inglorious Rex.
I backed it.
I backed it too. George, did you back this one?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't back day one anymore. Those days are over.
So you missed out on. Well, I mean.
Oh, gee, I missed out on a cover I wouldn't want in my house. Yeah.
No, the lenticular card you missed out on. I don't think George is ever going to get this cover. Ever.
I like this cover. It's good.
No, you like it, Rob? That shocks me.
Are you shocked? I know, right? Crazy. Rob likes hot chicks. Who would have figured that?
It's not a chick. It's like a fictional character.
Oh, God, don't even start, Leroy. Seriously. Let me have my things. Godlike.
I back that.
He's broken 200,000 US, which is pretty.
Now
pretty
you
sweet.
switched it. You must have switched the setting because that's in US dollars there.
Oh, yeah, I did. He's at 160, so he's 40 behind. The memes are coming in strong. George, are you aware of the meme?
I've heard of what's been going on. I haven't seen many of them.
Yeah, you did last night, or you watched the stream,
I watched
right?
a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. You've seen them.
Jim asks, George doesn't like coin slots.
No. Well, he obviously does. He's very private about it.
Something that's neat is noticing how consistent the backer numbers are going up across the board. Yeah, I agree, man. I think it's really good. Have you guys noticed that as well?
Yeah, crowdfunding. I thought crowdfunding was dying about 4 or 5 months ago, George, but I guess it's not.
Yeah, it's
told that, don't we?
It's ridiculous, isn't it? If you treat your backers right, if you give them your book on time, and you give them a good product, they're going to come back for more. It's pretty simple formula, actually.
Talk to them, be nice to them, share with them, do what George said. I mean, there's a pattern there. I really liked John's stretch goals in general because there's a lot of them, and they're all achievable. Like 5,000, 5,000, 10,000, 10,000, 5,000. What do you think about all these goals, George?
Well, there's plenty of them there, that's for sure. I don't get into the whole art contest thing. That's just not like I don't get excited by that.
Because you're not on Twitter, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
It's fun when you're on Twitter and you get to see all these art contests.
I believe you. It's just not.
Oh, I know. I'm never going to convert you. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see what Von's next book does. Didn't he have like 1,300 to 1,500 from Monster MD? He had a lot, man. It might have been actually a lot more than that.
Yeah, there's going to be a few things with Vaughn, right? So he is not the player he once was. So he really needs to get out, like get his name out again. That has to happen. And there's heavy manga vibes to this book, and I'm not sure if that's going to help or hurt. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys aren't the biggest fans of manga. So it'll be interesting to see how it does.
You like it though, don't you, Rob?
I do. Yeah.
Could you see yourself?
Nope. See myself doing what? No, doing a manga book? No.
Yeah, no.
No, I don't think so. I like comics, man. Like I
like comics too.
Yeah, like they look better than manga does. It's just that's.
You've read like 2 comics though, Rob.
I've read at least 2.
That's what I just said. Yes,
at least 2. Bid Zerka by it's Don Chin. Yeah, there we go.
Now
he's got a great video.
Do you think, Leroy and Rob, either one can answer this? It's important to see the original material before you read a spoof on it for it to be funny. Like, do you have to read Berserker to think Beardzerker is funny?
Is it actually a take on? Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it?
I'm just not a fan of like.
I'm just saying in general, regardless of this campaign, like if you're seeing a spoof of a certain type of movie, do you have to see that original movie first for it to be funny?
No, you could probably watch Spaceballs and laugh at it and never seen Star Wars.
But is it funnier if you've seen Star Wars?
I don't know.
See what I'm saying? Rob, what do you think?
I don't like those spoof things.
I'm
much.
with you. Yeah.
It's
So as
like,
we're looking at this campaign that's a spoof, you're both telling me you don't like spoofs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah,
Parodies.
but I mean, other people do. Like we can.
let's use the
can
big
like
boy
different
words,
things.
George.
Okay, parody.
Yeah.
Sumo Thor says the answer is yes.
I've seen Spaceballs and it was funny. I've never seen Star Wars. Wow, that's
There you go.
crazy. Stop making Rob think, George. Yeah, exactly, right?
I think it's funnier if you see the original material and then see the parody afterwards. Do I think it's necessary? No, but I think it's funnier that way. That's my take on it. And I don't know how many people have read Berserker.
I don't really go out of my way to watch comedies that often.
Mm,
I prefer like action, horror, that kind of stuff.
mm.
Like
Something
I
that
don't-
doesn't make you think. We got it.
Exactly. You got it. You got it. If you read comics, you're a psycho, according to Tim Pool. Okay.
Oh,
He mixes Keanu's movies together, from what I understand. So if you're familiar with Reeves' work, it will be best. From what I understand, it's spoof Keanu movies. Yep.
okay.
Ryan Cardinal, a chat regular, he's launched KS or KS. It's doing pretty well. 51 backers. Very, very manga influenced art. So not necessarily would be up either of your alleys. It's cool, man. I like this. This looks good. I don't even know why I bother trying to talk to you about manga. You're just like, nah. There is no.
I'm sure somebody likes it. It's just not. It's just not for me.
I get Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb. How about that?
That's your one, isn't it, Leroi?
That's my
You're
one.
allowed one. And
That's my
it.
one.
That's your one. Mavericks Origins is doing pretty well too. 226 backers. First campaign. I always say if you get over 200 backers, that's pretty awesome. I don't like this though. Like, where's the art? I want to see some art. The art on this is, I looked just before we started, and the art is all the way down here.
This was not our idea, chat. This is Rob's idea. Just so
I don't think you've shown one campaign I've backed yet, Rob.
Rob's jokes are like action movies. You know a car crash is coming. Oh, I backed the guy more than the book on that one. Yeah. Kyung Lee is a great creator.
Hi, Lola. We get to say hi to Lola, or she'll yell at me.
Cool. So I talked to Bancroft about this the other day, and it's co-launching. So, like, let's say, for example, right, we did Replicator 4 and the Lucent 2, launch it on the same day, do like a co-launch thing. As backers, is that a good idea or a bad idea? And let me just say, it's not a plan, it's just a thought.
Bad idea.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yes.
Why do you think it's a bad idea? I don't think it is a bad idea.
Because here's the thing with those guys, I would probably back them at a little bit higher tiers than the basic tier. And I'm not going to want to drop like $300 in comic books on one day or 200 or whatever. So yeah, it's a bad idea for me. And that's just me. I could be wrong.
I know.
Paz just said it. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Genuine Comics, was it, that did Perfect 10, and it wasn't the Embrace that co-launched together, and they were kind of helped each other out. I think it could work for people. I don't think it's a bad idea at all.
Yeah, let's all take each other's oxygen so we can't breathe. That's a great idea.
Oof.
Well, I think everyone's breathing right now just fine.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much what chat's saying and what Leroy's saying. I like the idea for those guys. I like that they tried it. I'm sure it worked well for them. But in general, asking backers to back two different books on the same day, it seems a bit I don't know what the right word is, but it's not a good idea. It doesn't seem like a good idea to ask people to pay that much money on one day.
Eric McIntyre says I could see it working for small creators, and that's what you're talking about with those two guys. Like,
Yeah,
with Mike and you guys have bigger followings that will probably a lot of people want to go more than the $25 book or whatever. So that's why
So
it's gonna
then,
hurt.
conversely, do you recommend them not? I'm asking Leroy now only, or the chat. Do you not recommend them funding at the same time during the 60-day window? Like, I know they can be in demand together, but can they be
Look,
funding at the same time?
we have a perfect example going on right now where you had about 30 days between John and Shane,
Mhm.
and that have worked out pretty well. You know, where they're both able to lean into the little rivalry, but however, each one of those guys is getting their 30 days or whatever
Mhm.
of. So yeah, you can go at the same time, but you do need that initial. This is my time. You know, I get the limelight here for a week or two or 30 days or whatever. I think it's actually a really good comparison. Is the Sean and Jane thing or John and Shane thing going on right now?
it'd be interesting though, because to see if Shane and John could do it on the same day, because like you said, they've been going at each other.
No, that's what I'm
in
saying. I'm
fun
not
time.
dropping like I'm not. There's no way I wouldn't have backed them both first day. I would have backed one of them first day, and then maybe a month later backed another one.
At least a few paychecks distance between launches. The sharing of stretch goals is concerning too. It just gets confusing.
What does that mean?
Well, sometimes it'll be like if you back both campaigns, you'll get this print or this whatever it is. So I mean, it just makes it a little bit confusing.
I think that there should be a loyalty kind of thing, actually. Like, so, and I mean in this way, if I back Replicator 1, 2, and then I come back and back a third, like, you guys should look at that and reward that. There should
That
be
would be
some kind
really
of
cool.
like repeat kind of thing.
I feel like we're not at the start, but we're still trying to figure out a lot of the things that we need to do, and I feel like we don't know what a lot of those things are. Like stuff you just mentioned, like that would be a really cool thing to do for people. How would you do it? I don't know, but I think it's something.
That's a lot of record keeping.
It is.
Spreadsheets, George. That's how you would do it, right?
I do like spreadsheets.
Yes.
It would be fun if Shane and Malin did that. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They could really play it up. Like,
well, that's not done yet. You know what I mean? This is just starting. This, like, guys, like we'll see. Let's see what happens. That's how long. Let's see.
and like the other, like the flip side to it, right? Like, let's say Shane and John launch same day, same time. Not going to happen. John gets 10 backers. Shane gets 100, right? There's gonna how awkward is that going to be if one of them is wildly successful and the other is less so? I don't know.
Rick Saylor in chat says, if you're not going to back day one, it doesn't matter when they launch. And I agree. Like, what are you going to do to entice people to back you day one, Rob?
Next time round? Not sure yet. Haven't thought about it.
Because I'm not doing it. I don't think I'm ever backing anyone day one ever again.
That sucks to hear. Not for me, but just in general. Like, like
there's too many practices of I'm going to launch this cover later. I'm going to do this later. It's just I want to be completely informed of what's going on with the campaign and not feel like I should have gotten this sooner and not be in control of when I can refund or do whatever I want to do. So I think I just want to wait. And with the longer the wait is with getting these books too, and I know they're going to be in demand, why would I put my money out early when I can wait?
Yeah, that makes sense. I just know there's certain creators, George, that I know, like, hey, I'm going to back more than once. Like, this is a campaign I'm probably going to back twice, or you know what I mean? Like, and I know that. So yeah, it's not all creators, it's very few, but that's
no,
that's
I understand it. And like, I'm not trying to say this because Rob is here. Rob's one of my favorites, but you also know that Rob put in covers later as well. These guys do it, and they also stay in demand for a long time. I mean, they're going to get funded. They are. So if I know that goal is already set and done, I'm going to be smart with my money and see what's going on.
I don't see a problem with either way. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the times I want to, because I feel like that first couple days, the momentum of that campaign is really help if you push. I mean, if you get in there, you back early, it's a help to the creator. I don't think there's no wrong way. Like, I don't.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing that like you've come to that conclusion and not like it's no fault of your own, but from how people have acted and what's happened and your past experiences that that's how you feel now. And that kind of sucks, you know, like it kind of feels like as a group, we've somewhat let you down. That's how I feel.
No, I think all the creators is trying to do what they can to generate more excitement, and I understand why they wait to release more stuff to rejuvenate the campaign or what have you. But I've seen it enough times where I can say I know something I'm sure is coming, so I'll just wait. And if it doesn't, I can still get what I want. So.
Lord Ravener, if someone is or has been late, I'll never touch it first day. If they do a 24-hour perk, I'll skip them completely. Wow, that's interesting. I like how the Rob did the covers, though. We knew there was going to be more, just didn't get to see them. You like the Fragger cover? Because that hadn't come in yet.
You had it out day one, though.
You just didn't see it.
You didn't see it, but you had it out. Mo says, George, ARO needs your support right out of the gate. Please don't send him into battle without enough ammunition.
That's a good pitch. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
If I back something day one, I will tell you. I assure you, I will.
It sucks because, like, you know,
what about Groken
ideally,
too?
we want everyone to back day one because it makes it easier for us making campaigns. Yet we're obviously not doing a good enough job to warrant it in a lot of circumstances. And but
that's not George's argument here. George's argument isn't that you're not doing enough to warrant it. He's like, I want to see all the things before I back.
Yeah.
Now, Leroy's question was, what about Groken 2? Groken didn't add anything else to the campaign whatsoever. Another example I can give you is the Lucent. The only thing the Lucent I remember adding was a puzzle, which had nothing to do with the cover itself. So those two examples are very different. But all these other ones, all these variant covers and stuff, and adding more later, I can wait. I'm a patient guy.
Sometimes.
Good point.
There has been people that have tried to get around it, like the shipping. Is that the main problem, George? The shipping? Like,
what do you mean?
Paying twice.
Oh, because I'm backing twice.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's part of the issue. Yeah, absolutely. Because then you've passed that first 30-day window. You can't refund. You either have to send an email and kind of feel bad about it, or not get the cover you want, or back again and pay double shipping.
So, I mean, Murph has figured out a way around that, and that's just adding it as secret perks without shipping. Would you back Murph day one next time?
No, I'm not backing anyone day one anymore. There's unless something drastic happens.
Wow. Okay, cool. Let's talk about stretch goals and how they've been damaging books and art because of fulfillment teams are just stuffing it in with your purchase.
It's happened to me multiple times.
We do say no more pins. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, no more pins.
Nothing metal.
No more pins. I will back on day one if original art is available. Very cool. Time to do a campaign. You've cracked the code there. This is what Rick was talking about here. So we had Dan Fragger's cover. It wasn't done yet. That's it, finished. But I put it in there. And that was George's suggestion too, by the way. So hats off to George.
Thank you
for that. I like Professor Murph's secret tears for backer. I think it's a good way, but I get George's point too. Like, you don't know what's going to be added and if something's going to be better than what you wanted and what you backed. So, guys, I'm going to have to delay the ARO launch again. I foolishly plan to have George's support on launch day. Back to the old drawing board. 2 patches per campaign for George.
Oh, come on, Mr. Von Stugel.
Yeah, Eric Von Stugel getting in. Yeah. More patches.
George is a wise man. I backed
Thank you.
Inglorious Rex day one for that AAT cover.
Hmm. That
Yeah.
was very, very, very popular.
It did really
Is it the
well.
one you got, Rob?
Yeah, I got the 3-pack. I got the secret perk tier, the 2 covers and the other book, the Ashcan, whatever it is.
Supplemental, yeah.
Supplemental,
There's a $300,000 stretch goal for Ashcan. George has to be very excited about that.
I
George
do like
loves that.
Ashcans.
Yes. No.
and 300,000 might happen as well. Like,
US dollars, though, Rob.
yeah, he's on 160
real money.
now. He's on 160 now. He's only 8 days in, roughly.
I know, it's crazy.
It's bananas. I mean, 300 could happen. There could be an Ashcan. Where is it?
GK1 says perks are fine, just bag them like Billy Tucci does, and no more pins. So I've seen a lot of creators do that, where they put the perks, the stretch goals in a separate bag, like behind the comic. But a lot of times it's not the creators bagging this stuff. It's like a fulfillment team, and they do just throw this stuff in there. I hate seeing stretch goals, even if they're trading cards or bookmarks on the face of a comic. It drives me crazy. At least put a board in between it. I mean, a bag in between it or something. I don't want to see it scuffed.
So when people are bagging comics, right, and they do like the double comics, so they have one comic board and then another comic on the other side.
It's called a Barbarian. Yes. What about
it? Is that acceptable?
No.
Because
I don't really care.
I'm
going to rebag them. I'm going to rebag them and board them anyways. So
I'm worried about how they are in transit. I don't want the face of the comic touching something that could hit it in transit. So if you're going to have 2 comic books, you're going to have them facing each other with the boards on the outside when you ship them. That's how you should be doing it.
Okay. Like, I don't want, this is your thing. Like, you're much more particular about this shit than I am.
I am particular.
Don't like the double bagged comics. Yeah, because when I used to work in the comic shop, that sounds so hard to believe, George.
No, I was laughing at the chat. Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
Like the boards have like a non-acidic side, and the other side is just normal, right? So if you're using a board and you've got if they're double, like the comics are on either side, one side's getting that normal side. So
both the sides are actually acidic. One's just smooth and one's rougher, unless you get acid-free boards, which are extraordinarily expensive. I doubt you're seeing those where you're at.
Yeah.
He does live in a third world country.
Yeah, I know. They have kangaroos.
Kangaroos, police, people knocking on doors.
We have police.
Do they knock on your doors?
If you call them, they can knock on your door.
Right, a treated side and a plain side. Yeah, so if you put it on the plain side, it has the risk of the ink or whatever rubbing off on the board, right? So if you're bagging the comic, then board, then comic, isn't that putting the comic at risk? Does that
You shouldn't have 2 comics in one bag.
Okay. That's
No, it does not.
Rob believes
no, he does. Absolutely.
It's getting
right now.
Yeah. And if you're using a Gemini mailer, you better pack it or it will destroy bagged comics. A Barbarian. Don't like the double bagged comics.
I agree.
I'm amazed at how successful Rex is. We can't let Shane become too confident, though. He does his best work when he's depressed and miserable. Just look at Earth 1.
Ouch.
1 comic, 1 bag, 1 board. Oh, that would be great to do George's Laws. We should do that. That'd be fantastic.
So what's the next campaign you got up?
What have we got? Wrath of God? Wraith
of
God?
Wraith of God, yeah.
Yeah. This has gone off as well. Like 75,000 US. 6 beers max, Rob. Paying a premium price for a book and they're cheaping out over a 25-cent bag and board. Yeah. I don't know if that's the reason, but it's just not right, is it, George? It's like
it is not.
They should be individually done.
Yeah,
like
they should.
I'm like, when I ship Replicator 3, and when it will happen, They will come individually bagged and board. There won't be any on the front or back. It'll be all individual bags and boards.
That sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
I think this is done so well because the art looks great. But he's copped so much heat on Twitter and social media from joining Comicsgate that I think the crowd has got behind him in a massive way. What do you think, Leroi?
I didn't back it.
So, are there any campaigns I've brought up today that you guys have backed?
The last thing I backed, hold on a second. The last thing I backed was Cryptidnals. That was the last book I backed.
Yeah, but that was fairly recently, wasn't it, George?
Yeah, it was in the past week or so.
Yeah.
In fact, I was watching Rob's show with Bancroft, and Micro was in chat. And he's like, this is the book I am most excited about reading. I was like, I was just looking at that. I'm going to go back it. So it's from watching Rob's show that I backed and Micro's recommendation that I backed that book.
There you go.
I don't mind Prince cards being on the backside of the board with the comic. Yeah, that's fine for me too. George, you probably don't like that.
Nothing should be on the face of the comic. It should be on the opposite side.
Yeah,
I can't wait till I get like those 27 replicator prints and put them in the closet.
There's a shortage of bags and boards. Yep.
Wow, they gave a slight discount on books because of it.
Rob is allowing the Replicator 3 campaign to age like a fine wine before shipment. I borrow ideas. I'm pretty sure he's saying I dislike being charged for.
No, he's being sarcastic. Yeah, and I agree with him. Either you do it or you don't.
Which ones are being charged for?
I don't want to talk about it.
But yeah, I mean, the price of the $25 you pay for your 48-page graphic novel, comic, whatever you want to call it, should either have a signature or not have a signature included in that
make
price.
It a stretch goal. Whatever.
The stretch goals are fine too.
I'm going to get smashed with when Replicator shows up. Cool.
That'll be fun to do that review, won't it, Leroy?
Oh my gosh, I'm not looking forward to it.
We don't ever knock off anything for like lateness, which we probably should start doing. Maybe we'll start with that one.
No, I just do the book. I just like doing the book.
Okay.
George, you can do that on the splintering.
I think I will.
After Replicator 3. You start from after Replicator 3. Original concepts in a comic book will earn an early backing to help the creator get funding. Poor ideas can wait. You have to be crafty to find bags and boards right now. I was going to order 2,000. They wouldn't have shipped until December.
Wow.
Or you could do it. You could do what Roquefort did and just have your sister cut like oversized boards down to size.
No, really?
Yeah, that's what he did.
That's awesome.
I didn't realize there was a shortage of them. Don't you have extra, Rob?
Yeah, I've got like 2,000.
You should like sell them for a huge profit.
Bancroft's like, oh, can I have some bags? I'm like, make me an offer. Make me an offer. I'm not going to sell you 20 bags. You got to buy like a whole stack. I've got 40 bags. I over ordered. Is Wreck Planet going to be done this year with Rainbow the Brute? Next Cyberfrog book might not be out till 2025.
I don't want to talk about it.
Eric said he had to go to Eric said he had to go to eBay to get his bags and boards. Can you go on Amazon and buy them?
You can get them in bulk from my LCS.
I like how Tucci handles signatures.
Yes, that is the
choice, George.
Yeah, well, when you go to checkout, there's a drop down. Do you want your book signed? Yes or no? No extra fee. So if you hate signatures, you just select no. If you love them, no extra charge. That's the ideal way of doing it. I agree 100% with that.
I don't care about the charge for signature. I just like the option to choose if they're signed or not. Would you always choose having signatures for both of you, or not?
I would always choose to have them signed. And on the cover, by the way.
And on the cover. Interesting.
It's like to have a book signed from the creator. I don't need them all signed, but it's fine. I'm not It doesn't. I don't like to be charged for it though, for sure, because I'm paying $25 for a damn book. So we're getting awful preachy today.
Rob brings it out of us.
Don't mean to.
I feel yucky.
Just glad everyone is getting their Salamandroid figures, except the people who have paid the most for the executive box. Damn.
Oh boy.
So, how about that local sporting team? How are they going? Oh, jeez.
Oh, Cryptidnals. You put it in chat. Way to go, K Manifesto.
Yeah, let's have a look at Cryptidnals.
I think it looks pretty cool.
Hate that word, Johnny. Hate that word.
Moist?
No.
Traps?
Johnny Randall's being mean to me.
Oh, influencer. Is that the one you hate?
Yeah, I don't like that word. I think it's retarded.
Where's he saying that? So we can look it up. Oh, there we go. Let's leave it up there for a minute.
I think that cover's cool, don't you?
This one, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that cover's pretty cool.
That's a really thick arm. Look at that. What's going on there? It must be monster hands. Very cool.
Do you think this is manga? Like, would you consider this a manga book? Because I would like to say I backed a manga book.
Sure, George.
All right. So there, I backed a manga book.
656 guys have hustle. They sure do.
Yeah, I think this book looks good. I think you get good value for your money too.
I love the 656 crew. It'd be hard pressed to find people that don't like the 656 crew. They seem like they're cool guys. Good energy. This is cool.
Doesn't that look neat?
Yeah.
There's so many people are excited about that. I just had to give it a shot. So now you finally show one that I backed.
This is cool. Nango. The Rake.
Yeah, cool names.
Yeah. Leroi, in West Virginia, you have lots of
I live in Kansas right now, but yeah, West Virginia.
You have a West Virginia logo on your screen.
Where I grew up. Yeah.
There's lots of supernatural stories, right?
There's one.
You got the Mothman.
The one, yeah.
There's others.
No, there's not. Just because you have movies about hillbillies, like those are just movies. They're not supernatural phenomena.
It's not manga. Sorry, Oliver. I saw one of the artists in it that was influenced. That's why I said it, and I saw that it was black and white in so many pages. I wasn't trying to be funny. I honestly didn't know.
The Flatwoods Monster.
I've never even heard of that.
The White Thing.
I've never heard of that.
Those are all from West Virginia?
The Grafton Monster.
Grafton is like literally 5 minutes down the road from my hometown. I've never heard of it.
Grafton Monster. What about Snarly Yow?
No.
These are scary.
So you've only got the Mothman.
Yes, that's the one I know.
And do you have any insight on the Mothman? Have you seen anything?
I'm not a monster guy, so no.
How about the Jersey Devil? Have you ever heard of the Jersey Devil?
Isn't that a hockey team?
Well, the New Jersey Devils are named after the Jersey Devil. Skinwalkers.
I love
Monster Denier.
Oh, the Dark Influencer. Leroi is a Skywalker. No werewolves.
There's a lot of werewolves, isn't there?
Well, there is. I mean, but it's not when the moon comes out. It's when the Percocets come out.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What about George? Do you have any in your neck of the woods?
Well, the Jersey Devil.
Okay, the Jersey Devil. Let's have a look at that one.
The Jersey Devil has possibly the dumbest origin story of any cryptid. Ouch.
Who said that?
Mo.
That's it. That thing there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to apologize to the chat for this show. I'd like to apologize for George, and myself, and the chat. You punish Rob how you see fit.
Yeah.
I think these monsters look cool. I think this book looks neat. I gave it a shot.
Well, I hope you like it, George.
Thanks,
and
man.
I'm sure you'll get it very soon. So
What else do you
I
have on
have-
your screen?
I think that's it. I think we went through them all. Oh, Annie Smith's First Man.
Mm.
Superhero story type
Mhm.
thing. Annie Smith has been getting around on streams, which is good to see.
Mhm.
Um,
Now, the ones that you showed, how many did you back? You think roughly? You don't have to tell us which ones, but like roughly, how many did you back?
wow. When you put it like that, 3.
Mm. I
3.
do not like that cover of First Man. Eric says. What about Fiendish?
I went to back Fiendish, and the time that I went to back it,
I think it's coming out already.
yeah, my card. You know, like when you get a new card and the old one, the expiry date's off. So I tried backing it, and
we can see your screen. That's okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope so. Yeah, I mean that's done really well too. 718 backers, 31,000. Did you back this one, George?
Mm-mm.
That looks pretty good, man.
This looked like manga to me.
Yeah. That looks cool though. I like that. Got my tracking for Fiendish grayscale. Color's not done yet. The black and white
Okay.
cover
The
of
black and
Fiendish
white's
is
out.
shipping.
That's my mistake.
Amanda's got her Fiendish. She's been back in like a mad woman.
Mhm.
She's been getting books left, right, and center. Pennsylvania Squonk is way dumber than the Jersey Devil.
George, will you speak to that?
No, I like the one from Leroy's neck of the woods that I never heard of.
The Grafton Grifter or whatever the hell?
It's like it's 5 blocks from my house.
5 minutes. There's no blocks. There's haulers. It's like,
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't have anything like that here. I started reading it but fell asleep. That's not a nod to the writing. I was tired. Manga inspired.
He really does say manga, doesn't he?
Manga, me.
Yeah. What's the difference between manga and manga inspired? Like if you pick up a book, what's the difference between the two?
I think it's like reading left or right. So I would say Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb is not a manga. It's manga inspired because
you're reading left to right. So even though the art looks exactly like manga and the subject matter is very manga looking, because it's left to right, not right to left, it's manga inspired.
I saw something very disturbing the other day, George. They're putting Batman on Weebtoons. Dude, they had like those little chibi things on Batman. It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Do you want to see it, George?
No, I don't want to see it. No.
I died a little bit inside.
No.
Ultra Star is shipping?
It is not. No,
I don't.
I don't think till the end of the year.
You sound less weeboo saying.
Oh, that makes
manga
sense.
Inspired. Yeah, I kind of thought it was kind of like the art looks manga-ish, but maybe some of like.
So what
the
if
way
you
they
drew
do
Western style, like American style comic, and just make it right to left? Then is it manga?
Did you have Berserk or whatever kind of thing? That's kind of like Berserk.
Like, is it really just that it goes from right to left that makes it manga? I would think the style of the art makes it more manga than the direction of the words.
Yeah. I'd agree with you.
Johnny Cage says, I think George wants to see it. No, I don't. I don't want to see it.
The chat wants
Eric says no. That's not the case. So I don't know. No, don't know.
Okay. You really don't want to see it, George.
Mm-mm.
All right.
What, Batman? Weeboo Batman?
No, I don't want to see it.
You don't want to. You're true. That is correct. I never want to see it again.
In order to be true manga, it must be drawn by a cryptid.
What's up, Billy?
There's more Western comics than two big superheroes.
Agree to that.
I agree.
Western comics is an art form, George, I would say.
I agree. Oh, Eric wants to see it. Close your eyes, George. Show the rest of us, Rob. Go ahead, Rob. If they want to see it, go ahead.
All right, let's see if I can find it.
George, you really don't want to see this, man.
I'm gonna probably step away. Please don't show it.
Please don't show it. You could just put the link in the chat. I mean, we don't.
Who brought it up?
I won't be able to find it now anyway.
That's okay.
Someone tweeted it to me the other day.
Hmm.
And I was like, no, I can't look at it. I just can't.
I mean, you should. It would probably be the only Batman comic you ever read.
That's not true, is it, Rob?
He couldn't get through Dark Knight Returns. He tried to read it. He never finished it.
I've read Court of Owls.
Oh, there you go.
Haha. What do you say to that, Leroy?
Congratulations.
Soft flex. Oh.
Some folks in chat really want to see it.
I'm trying to find it, guys. I'm trying to find it.
Man. Read Batman Year One, says K Manifesto. I agree.
We've been trying to get Rob to read comics for a year now.
I think there was too many words in Dark Knight. I think we messed up by picking that one.
He needs a picture book.
No. No, I meant like less. Batman Year One would have been a better choice.
Because there's less words.
I said it poorly, Rob. I apologize. Frank Miller's take on Batman and Superman was terrible, in my opinion, says Eric DeGuapo. Wow.
I can't find it. This is annoying because chat want to see it and I can't.
Okay, I think we've moved on from that.
We've moved on.
Yeah, it's okay, Rob.
That ship
how
is
about a Replicator 3 update?
Yeah, Clal's going good. Mike is the Bunyip. Oh my god, that's a flashback.
I don't know what that is.
I haven't heard that in 20 years. Bunyip.
Why is he changing the subject about Replicator 3?
Because someone said Bunyip, George.
That's
why.
Bunyip.
The Bunyip. I don't even remember what the story of the Bunyip is.
Oh, that looks cool. That's in Australia?
Apparently. Right, Replicator update. Yeah, going well. Colors are coming along. I'm going to start showing less colors because, like, we're showing full pages now. Like, I'm probably start showing more panels.
I like that you showed the whole Shelby Robertson book already. Like that.
I know.
I appreciate that from you.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, just show me the entire book. Now I don't have to back it.
That's right.
It's like hearing some songs before buying the album. It's okay.
Maybe Rob should start by reading G.I. Joe 21.
That's the silent issue. There's no words in it, Rob.
Yeah, picture book. Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
It was actually really good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you don't need words to tell story. You can just use pictures. I mean, who would have thought? Well, we can wrap the show up now. We've hit the hour mark.
Stowman's like, I'm going to the bar. I'm going to the bar after this stream too.
I actually might start drinking myself. Actually.
Yeah.
George, have you seen Me as a Dwarf?
No.
Someone, you know the Dwarves versus Lions comic that's coming out. You probably don't know about it.
I don't know it.
But that's me in Dwarf.
That's awesome, actually.
That's pretty cool, huh?
That is. I can tell that's you without even you telling me that. That's tremendous.
Yeah, I said they've colored it too, and I said they need to make his like nose red or something, make him look more angry, because default Rob setting anger. What's going on the splintering this week, George? What have you got for us?
Everything I've been writing is setting up for next month, which is the Festival of Dread. They have it every year, all things horror. So I've been working quite a bit on articles for next month's theme. So nothing new. I did a couple of reviews back to back, so I couldn't do any more. Otherwise, I'd be known as the review guy.
I like your reviews.
Thanks.
Leroy, what's going on your channel?
Nothing.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, chat, for joining us. Go back a book. We actually, Replicator is like closing in on on 700 backers. I can't find it now.
It is your campaign, right?
It is my campaign. Links in the description. Have a good one, guys. We're out of here.
Thanks for
See you
joining.
later.
Adios.
Bye.